had a boyfriend for 3 years who's passed away now,
Oh,
and he was an alcoholic, and I was kinda naive. I didn't real because I was young.
then.
Because
Oh,
I was young, I didn't know what was going on, right? And I didn't know he did drug I didn't know any of these things, and I lived with him, but he
man.
would, like, disappear for a day, and I just didn't connect the dots, you know? And so and my mom did, because my mom's like, "This is probably not a good choice for you." And but at the same time, it's like I wasn't listening to her.
Yeah.
And it took me a few years to get out of that relationship, but I had parents who were very educated, that my mom was a therapist, my dad, Jamie, doctor, and, they never told me what to do. They never said, "Oh, Ken, you should break up with that guy." My mom just let me play it out for myself because she didn't wanna disconnect from me. She didn't want me to be like, "You don't like my boyfriend, so I'm not gonna see you," right? She kinda just sat back and waited. Yeah.
Smart.
Which was good. But, it when I was in that relationship, we would drive somewhere, he'd get mad at me, we'd get in a fight, and he would just kick me out of the car and, like, make me walk home. Like, just these ridiculous. And he was 10 years older than me, so I was, like, 19, he was, like, 29,
Whoa, guy.
and we
Robbing the cradle and then fucking dropping off the baby in the newspaper?
right,
Like, what are you
and then we
doing?
broke up around 22, so he was, like, 32.
You were getting too old for him.
But I think it was more of, like, I was growing up and maturing, and he wasn't, and I realized that I was in a really kind of abusive relationship. I mean, it wasn't physically abusive, but it was verbally, and
Yeah, emotionally tyrannical.
the things he would do was just, like, the worst, you
He'd
know?
actually make you
But
watch. It's so
I
childish.
thought I was, like, in love, and
'Cause it was, like, your
so
first relationship or
it was, like,
something.
my first real relationship. Looking back on that, right, it's like you don't know what you're looking for, and I knew that I had these parents that they had these values, and
Mhm.
I knew I grew up with these values, and this was nothing like anything I grew up with. So I really didn't know what was normal yet as far as, like, a partnership, because my parents were divorced, um, and my mom would date people, but it wasn't. I don't know, I just didn't see a lot of the interaction of a couple at that time.
That's
Uh
so interesting. That's such an interesting thing to say. It's so true. That's like yeah, like, a lot of the things that helped me navigate my life when it was new and fresh and I'd yet to be experienced by me,
Right.
I would, like, take intuitive inspiration from what? It's like stories I've seen and heard, movies, TV shows,
Right.
right? And I didn't watch the best ones, so, like, I fucking,
Eh,
emulated some terrible motherfuckers,
right.
Was like, "Oh, you don't like me? I should make you feel terrible pain." Like, "Why?" Be like, "I don't know, that guy had a leather jacket, maybe I want a leather jacket." Like, what about the problem at hand? It's not about the problem. Did you see his leather jacket? I want a leather jacket. It was just,
Right.
like, completely devoid of logic, but ultimately, I'm just like, "You know what this situation calls for? Patrick Swayze. I'm gonna come in, fucking just dirty dance a motherfucker right here, and, yeah, just I because I realized, like, I look at that, and I'm like, "That's why I smoke cigarettes." That was the original thing was, like,
I think a lot of
I wanted to be seen as something, and I believed that me smoking a cigarette would suffice
yeah.
in that projection of this image, this interpretation of me, hopefully by my peers, like, "Oh,
Well, you were curating your own image, and,
yeah,"
you
or attempting to.
attempting.
No, I was, but the idea that I was looking cool was not happening.
Right.
Or if it was working, it was, I'm not proud of that, and they shouldn't be either. Gullible fools, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I it's interesting because after that relationship, I dated for a little bit, and then I met my oldest son's, dad, my
Mhm.
middle son's dad. So I was, like, 23 when I got pregnant with him, and then 24 when I had him.
Usually go, go, go.
So I just kinda went through these just being immature, and I really did not know how to be in a relationship, and really I learned with Brian how to be in a relationship,
Hmm.
and it was not easy because there was years where I was like, "Oh my god, I just can't handle this person," you know? And I'm sure he felt the same too, like, the first few years were really hard, They were a lot of fun too, but they were hard. And then there was years where we were not in alignment on what maybe our values, I don't know what it was, but maybe it was like we saw raising children very different. And then it took us, I think, into the last like probably 5 years where we were in alignment on that.
Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes it's just being able to get over things quickly in time and seat. You know, when I'm somebody who gets over things quickly, he's mad a little longer. I mean, we could fight and 30 minutes later, I'm fine. Whereas Brian might sit with that thing for days. He's gotten better at it, but he
Mhm.
used to be, oh my God, you
Likes
could
to
just see
ruminate.
him, right. He's vindictive and angry, and how is he gonna make you pay, you know?
Uh-huh.
But I do think it was like a lot of laughter and humor always got us through.
Yeah.
So
But comparatively,
like he could do that, and then I would do exactly what I just did. I am vindictive and angry, I'd like mess with him, and then he would have to laugh at it because he was like, I am being ridiculous, you know? And vice versa. He makes
yeah,
me laugh at myself all the time too. So I think laughter does heal. And a lot of times we use that in our relationship to move through things.
I think it's a wonderful tool navigating emotions and the complexities of life that we kind of like all inadvertently share the struggle of, like whether it be directly or the fact that I love you so much that if it affects you, it's going to affect me too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that's so marvelous. That's why to me, anything that attacks comedy is just like, what do you think you're doing there, buddy? Like
We
what
need it.
that's a fucking amazing tool that helps us navigate very treacherous waters filled with fucking turmoil. And you might not know it, but what you're advocating is that we simply do not navigate at all. Because that's what happens when you pull back for the sake of so considerate, so much whatever, that eventually it's like you're unwilling to risk the error. It's like we're erroneous creatures. We're gonna make mistakes. That's what we learn from most. If you
Right.
think it's success to sit idly by and do nothing about it and watch it all spill out in front of you, you're a fool, let alone mistaken.
Yeah.
Or so I say. And I'm a Peter Pan man.
There's a couple of things there, but one is we were talking about, I think you and I talked about it last week, which was how important play is,
Mm,
right? For learning boundaries,
yeah,
with whether it's physical play or verbal play,
yeah.
right? And so you kind of can push against the boundary and then you go, oh, that's too far, right? So
Mhm.
that helps children, that helps adults, that helps us all develop that skill and that finesse in our communities with our friends, our family, and everything. But on the other side of it is like, I think about how we're raised. I grew up in a family where humor was used a lot. You went to Liverpool with us. The Liverpudlians are hilarious, and all they do is joke with
I
each
love them.
other and make fun of each
I
other.
love them.
The other thing I grew up with that's very different than, because Brian didn't grow up with that as much, which is funny because he's really one of the funniest people I know. So he had it on one side of his family, but his mother's side, I don't think that they use it in the same way as his father's side.
What, just facetious?
Yeah, just the humor, the wit and the sarcasm and all of that. And the other part that was different for us as a couple was my family is very musical. And even my grandpa, who wasn't a musician, but if you went into my grandpa's house, there was always music on. From the time you woke up till he went to bed, there was music playing in that house. And the same was in my house because my mom was a musician and she grew up in that house. So for us, I put music, I walk in the door and I turn music on. That's just something I'm used to. And for Brian, that was a little strange. And for his mom, for sure, it's strange because that's not how they do it. So, that's part of like, as you meet somebody, understanding the differences in culture